Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Lambeau channel. World-famous investor and businessman Kevin O'Leary says that it's a very bad idea to hold XRP or frankly any cryptocurrency that the SEC doesn't view as 100% compliant. Now, I do want to be clear at the outset. I'm not upset with him for that position. In fact, the position in and of itself is highly logical and makes sense. Why would anybody want to hold something that genuinely isn't compliant? Now, of course, the issue comes when, as we well know, the SEC is regulating by enforcement and not providing clear rules of the road. And I think that he may be woefully uninformed when it comes to this, because he holds, as it turns out, a lot of different cryptocurrencies, and probably, I would say arguably, all of them are at risk. So I want to share with you his perspective on this and share my thoughts along the way. And I got a comment from attorney John Deaton on this as well. And this is not a stupid man. So this is not, I'm not making this video to rip on him. Please don't take this the wrong way. That's not the purpose of this at all. Because again, like the general concept of wanting to be a law-abiding citizen, I respect that. That makes sense. Totally got it. But there's got to be some pushback when a government agency is not doing the right thing. And I'm talking from a legislative and legal perspective. That's all that I mean by that. Plenty to break down here, but before going any further, I do want to be clear that I do not have a legal or financial background of any kind. I am not offering legal or financial advice. And you definitely should not buy or sell anything because of anything that I say or write. I'm just an enthusiast who enjoys making YouTube videos about crypto-related topics, but just as a hobby and just for fun. For fun, I want to highlight this. If you can look at whatever device you're streaming this on, go ahead. This is a graphic shared by an XRP community member on Twitter named Martin Lewin, and it made me laugh, so I went ahead and retweeted it myself, all up on the Twitters. It's the Shady Bunch, a play on the Brady Bunch with all of our favorite people, right? You got Joe Lubin at the top left, you got that asshat Jay Clayton, you got Kim Jong-Gary, the current SEC dictator, you got Katie Haun, you got Chris Dixon here, Vitalik Buterin, Elizabeth Warren for good measure, even though she has nothing to do with the SEC versus Ripple case, she still is not exactly friendly to crypto. And then you got Bill Hinman in the bottom right here, and I was like, it just made me laugh. And I thought you might appreciate that as well. I hope you got at least 2 to 3 chuckles, because you got to have some lulls to have a satisfactory day. So take a look at this headline from Bitcoin.com. This is an article from just a couple days ago. Kevin O'Leary reveals crypto strategy, why he prefers Ethereum, says NFTs will be bigger than Bitcoin. Shark Tank star Kevin O'Leary discussed cryptocurrency, his investment portfolio, diversification, market bubbles, meme coins, and non-fungible tokens in a recent interview with Forbes published Friday. He explained that he views, quote, the entire crypto industry as software development teams, end quote, adding that he is betting on, quote, really strong creative software engineers, end quote. While talking about his cryptocurrency holdings, he revealed the following. This is a quote from him also. Ether is my largest position, bigger than Bitcoin, end quote. We're going to circle back around to some commentary on that from John Deaton, so I'm going to put a pin in that, but I've got something from John Deaton specifically on that, so sit tight. Piece continues, and this is a quote. It's because so many of the financial services and transactions are occurring on it, the Shark Tank star described. Quote, even new software is being developed, like Polygon, that consolidates transactions and reduces the overall cost in terms of gas fees on Ethereum, end quote. Now, O'Leary then mentioned some of the cryptocurrencies he owns, stating the following, and listen to this. Here's some of what he owns. I own Hedera, that's HBAR, of course. I own Hedera, Polygon, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, Serum. These are bets on software development teams, and there are many, many use cases for them. All right, look, I've said many times, when it comes to one of, an important reason that I'm long XRP, and there are a ton of reasons I've been articulating for years and years on end, but as it pertains to this particular comment, one of the reasons, a primary reason I'm interested in XRP is because there are all sorts of developers building on top of the decentralized XRP ledger, right? Ripple happens to be one of them, but there's XRPL Labs, there's also an XRP Ledger Foundation separate from that, all sorts of other entities, right? Forte's getting into it for gaming purposes. There's a push for NFTs. There's all sorts of different and unrelated development teams. So yes, seeing the software development teams building on top, that is a positive thing. But here's the problem. The SEC, when you say something like this, that you're talking about a software development team, he's talking about a core team that if the SEC gets their way with the Ripple case, my gosh, that's going to set such bad precedent. All these coins that he's naming, they're going to come under attack too. Because if you can point to a software development team, and you could name even just one of them as a core, because think about this, there are all sorts of teams building on top of the XRP ledger. All you got to do is point to one big one, Ripple, and you can make, it's a bad case, but they are making that case, right? That's the common enterprise argument. You could do that with all of these. I'm not saying it's right. This is not me saying that these are securities. I want to be super clear on that. I'm just saying the SEC can and will argue that, I believe, if they get their way with the Ripple case and precedent is set. And so you can try and dodge XRP for now, and he's made it very clear that he literally has talked about XRP. And so again, I don't blame him, but man, he'd be wise to understand that like all of what he's investing here is at risk because of the SEC. All of it. 100% of it. This is much more risky than he might realize. Because he might think, oh, one thing here or there. No. It's the entire category of altcoins gone. Like 100% of them, maybe. Good luck if you can find a rare exception. Good luck. I'm not so sure that he understands that. He understands crypto. This is not me trying to belittle him or saying like he doesn't understand stuff. I think he's pretty well educated compared to just about anybody on the planet. I'm not convinced he knows that though. That's important. And so if you go down a little bit further here, there's another part I wanted to highlight. I think it was right here. Here we go. When asked whether there is a chance that the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission could determine some of the cryptocurrencies he owns to be securities and what he will do if that happens, O'Leary promptly replied, and here's a quote, "The minute that information gets out, I will want nothing to do with them. If I had a position, I would sell it. I have no interest in going into conflict with regulators over my crypto portfolio. I want to be 100% compliant." So again, I understand the desire to be law-abiding. I'm not criticizing that. I'm just saying that everything that he's doing is at severe risk because the SEC can, and they've made clear wants to, argue that all of them are securities. That's what I'm saying. It's not going to be a one-off instance of one of these things you hold, SEC happens to go after it. Maybe it happens one at a time and they start picking them up, but it's everything. And it's going to happen in short order, really. Once this thing can start cascading, you must understand, because the market's going to respond. It's going to affect everything. I'm just warning. And so then specifically as it pertains to XRP, and there's this, let me get down to the part that was relevant here in this article. Sorry, I had it before actually, I think I want to go from the top. Sorry, I apologize, guys. I thought I had this lined up properly. Here we go. Commenting on the lawsuit brought by the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission against Ripple over the sale of XRP, O'Leary stressed the following. This is a quote. "I have zero interest in investing in litigation against the SEC. That is a very bad idea." That's what he said. And look, I can respect it. I get what he's saying. Now, knowing the minutia of this case as I do, because I've been following it so closely for over a year at this point, and many of you have as well, it's hard to fathom this not going well. And so I can understand, like, if you're talking about a company in particular investing, especially if it's like a hedge fund, and in his case, I don't know exactly how he's got his stuff structured, but he has articulated that it's a company. There could be different ramifications than an individual just holding a cryptocurrency that the SEC attacks. So I can understand perhaps there's a really extra good legal reason that he really can't touch this stuff, and I respect that too. But it's the SEC that has caused this mess, not Kevin O'Leary, like obviously. But it's also true that there's, this situation, as bad as it may be, and I would have preferred it never happen, it still can represent opportunity, which I want to talk about in a second. But before I forget, I better go to this. This is the comment from attorney John Deaton, referencing that article with Kevin O'Leary, the first one. And John wrote the following. Regarding XRP, Kevin O'Leary said the following. "I have zero interest in investing in litigation against the SEC. That is a very bad idea." End quote. And then John wrote, "Read the article. What's ironic is that Ethereum is his largest crypto holding, and he objects to XRP because he wants to be compliant with the SEC. And then he's got a little facepalm emoji and a laughing one. And we in the community know why. Kevin O'Leary might read that and he'd be like, why the laughing? Why is that? You need these key pieces of information, you know? Because Ethereum, it doesn't have the green light from the SEC, and the people that gave it the free pass, you know, they're no longer at the SEC. And since it was an official decree from the SEC, I tell you what, if the SEC gets their way with the Ripple case, you better believe that they're going to go after the largest project that they haven't gone after yet. That's an altcoin, and that's Ethereum. You better believe that it's certainly on the table. Clear proof of an ICO. Could not be more clear. And you think that Kim Jong-Gary's not going to go out, he's okay with going after Ripple? But in 2018, mind you, he said that both Ethereum and XRP are securities. You don't think, given that there is no official SEC decree about Ethereum, you don't think he's going to? That's the point John Deaton's getting at. I think it's absolutely within the realm of possibility, perhaps probable, if things don't go well for Ripple. I don't think he understands the precarious position that he's in. Like, he's living in a glass house here, my friends. And then there was this from the Daily Huddle. This is from December 8th, so almost a month ago. It's titled, Macro Guru Raoul Pal Owns XRP, Says Crypto Asset Has Phenomenal Risk-Reward Despite Ripple Lawsuit. And I've highlighted this before, which is why I'm saving it for the end of the video, but it's exactly in line with this topic, so I thought it'd be worth repeating for those that may have missed it. Real Vision Chief Executive Raoul Pal is explaining why he is a holder of the XRP and how he sees the crypto asset's risk-reward ratio. The former Goldman Sachs executive says in a new interview with Thinking Crypto that he bought a position in XRP about a year ago, citing the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission's lawsuit against the payments company Ripple as a primary factor. So think about this. You got O'Leary, or Kevin O'Leary of Shark Tank fame, saying, I'm not going to touch it. The SEC's going after it. And then you got Raoul Pal here, former Goldman Sachs executive, is like, price is suppressed because the SEC's going after it. I'm going to get into it. So it's all about perspective, right? But here's a quote from Raoul Pal. I bought it for the reason that A, it does have use cases and it is being used, and B, the court case is a phenomenal risk reward. It got heavily discounted in the price. And then I looked at it and thought, well, what's it going to do? Fall 100% from here to zero? But if it gets solved, it's up 10x. And I'm like, well, that's a no-brainer. Why would you not take a 10-to-1 risk reward that has a catalyst around it? End quote. Indeed. And so, like, I'm fully counting on that. But see, for me, this is a broader bet. Like, me continuing to hold XRP, part of it is a broader bet on the crypto space, because if this goes wrong for me as an XRP holder because the SEC actually wins in some sort of devastating way, then I'm just out of crypto, period, probably. Because what am I going to do? Like, what, I'm going to hold something else and then risk all of that going to zero too? Like, I'll probably just be out of crypto, I would think. I mean, I'll analyze, look and see how things unfold. I'm not trying to be dramatic here, but like, I'll have to seriously think, like, anything could get attacked next. Do I really want to be in crypto at that point? And so this is the SEC destroying crypto in the United States. It's that big of a deal. That's the way I look at it. But I'll wrap up here. I'm not a financial advisor. You should not buy or sell anything because of anything that I say or write. That would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the moon, Lambo.